Mother Goose and Friends, a selection of nursery rhymes. This little pig went to market. This little pig stayed home. This little pig ate roast beef. This little pig had none. This little pig cried wee, wee, wee all the way home. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, and down he ran, hickory dickory dock. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? Silver bells and cockle shells, and pretty maids all in a row. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth, with plenty of bread, then kissed them and hugged them and sent them to bed. Two little blackbirds sitting on a hill, one named Jack, the other named Jill. Fly away, Jack, fly away, Jill. Come back, Jack, come back, Jill. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider, who sat down beside her, and frightened Miss Muffet away. Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her, so he put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well. To market, to buy a fat pig, home again, jiggity jig. To market, to buy a fat hog, home again, jiggity jog. Peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold, peas porridge in the pot, 9 days old. Some like it hot, some like it cold, some like it in the pot, 9 days old. Handy Spandy, Jack-a-dandy, loved plum cake and sugar candy. He bought some at a grocer's shop, and out he came, hop, hop, hop. I met a little elf man once, down where the lilies blow. I asked him why he was so small, and why he didn't grow. He slightly frowned, and with his eye he looked me through and through. I'm quite as big for me, he said, as you are big for you. Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. The grasshopper, I will explain to you. He is the brownie's racehorse, and the fairy's kangaroo. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush, so early in the morning. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep, and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone, and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them. Cackle, cackle, Madam Goose, have you any feathers loose? Truly have I, little fellow, half enough to fill a pillow. Here are quills, take 1 or 2, and down to make a bed for you. Little Robin Redbreast sat upon a rail. Needle naddle went his head, wiggle waggle went his tail. Jack Sprat could eat no fat, his wife could eat no lean, and so, betwixt them both, you see, they licked the platter clean. Mary had a pretty bird, feathers bright and yellow, slender legs, upon my word, he was a pretty fellow. The sweetest notes he always sang, which quite delighted Mary, and near the cage she'd always sit to hear her own canary. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing, "Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king?" The king was in his counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlor, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes. Down came a blackbird and pecked at her nose. Ride a cock-horse to Banbury Cross, to see a fine lady upon a white horse. With rings on her fingers and bells on her toes, she shall have music wherever she goes. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight, wish I may, I wish I might, have the wish I wish tonight.